Let's go inside out with our NBA insider, Ian Begley. And Ian, when you look at the final two sequences that we saw from R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle, how would you evaluate how all those things broke down?
Well, you know, the Knicks didn't need a three when R.J. shot the three. I think it was a pretty good look. But as Tom Thibodeau pointed out after the game, maybe they could have got something going to the basket there. Barrett had so much success getting into the paint throughout the game against Cleveland. So that's the one thing you look at. And then, 1.7 seconds to go. Hard to get a great shot coming out of that set, but you think that the Knicks would be able to get a better look than what Julius Randle ended up shooting. Yeah, pretty much had no shot on that fadeaway. But a big picture sense, Chris, the team really struggles from the line, really struggles in transition defense. Those were the two areas that killed the Knicks tonight. If they were a little better in each of those areas, they could have won this game.
Absolutely, and you got to hit your free throws, especially against a Cavs team that looks very strong. Now, Cam Reddish, he was healthy, but he didn't play after making his debut on Sunday. What exactly was behind that decision?
Kemba Walker, healthy, back in the rotation, and so that means that Reddish was the odd man out. And it's an interesting situation for the Knicks. They traded a first-round pick, and they traded Kevin Knox to bring Cam Reddish in here. Reddish is on the record about saying he was looking for a bigger role than the one he had in Atlanta. The logic tells you that something has to give here, that I think a trade is coming to open things up so where Cam Reddish can have a direct path into the rotation so he doesn't have to be in and out based on who's healthy and who's out for the regular rotation players for New York. I think something will shake loose here, and Reddish will have significant minutes here after the trade deadline, but we have to wait and see how things play out here between now and then for Reddish and the Knicks.
And speaking of trades, Ian, as we get closer to the trade deadline, how does every win and loss impact the Knicks' strategy?
I think it impacts it to some degree, but in a big picture sense, Chris, you look at the East and it's still so bunched up. So, even if the Knicks really struggle between now and the deadline, you could still make a case for them having a shot at the play-in tournament, but the schedule is tough. They only have 2 games against teams under 500 between now and February 10th. One of those games is against the Lakers, so really, really tough stretch for New York entering that February 10th trade deadline.
And things get tougher Wednesday in Miami against a 30-win Miami Heat. Ian, thanks so much, man.